What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my channel Money Moves with Kay. I'm Kay, and today we're going to talk about 3 websites to find auction or tax auction properties. All right. I've already shared most of this information with my Patreon group. Actually, all of the information with my Patreon group, and I've also included additional information where I'm discussing how in the world to find mobile homes. I've seen mobile homes on that list that I discussed with them for as low as $500. Also, other real property, right? So land and other homes as well for the low. Okay, so if you want to join the Patreon, please click the link in the description and join us in the Patreon group. But for now, we're going to jump in and discuss some websites I wanted to talk about. So the first website I wanted to talk about was Terry Howe and Associates. Terry Howe and Associates, they've been around for years, and they pretty much do some online auctions for you. When I scroll down, you can kind of see they have a mixture of like personal items, but also homes and it's a garbage truck here. But let's look at this one because this one was very interesting to me, and it happens September 13th. And they do a very good job of keeping the website updated as well. And these particular properties, this is 12 properties, and they are all sold in South Carolina, different counties. For instance, you have everything is down here: the tax ID, the county, the description. I always discuss this with you guys. Make sure that you do your due diligence and you're looking at this stuff and looking at the description, the tax ID. And I show in my Patreon group how to go in and copy and paste the tax ID and get some more vital information up front before you do your due diligence on the back and potentially pay someone to do it. So, let's see. Bidding starts at $100. And also, this is another thing that I failed to mention in the past video, but make sure that you actually look at the rules and regulations of these auction websites, and make sure you just, we call it in the military, my husband's prior military, retired, get a warm and fuzzy about what is actually happening with these websites, right? So know the details about it, so that you don't go in blindly with that as well, and know exactly what they're expected of you, what is expected of you. So this is a great website. You can kind of go through. Let's see another property. This is some land in Clinton, South Carolina, Greenwood, South Carolina. Let's click that. So, okay, yeah, bidding ends September 18th. So if you're watching this in September prior to the 18th, you may still have some time. All right. So, yeah, check this website out. It's called terryhowe.com. I'll leave it in the description so you can copy and paste it into your web browser and kind of go from there. Let's see. The second website I wanted to talk about is MPA-SC.com. Mears Property Advisors. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. So this is an auction website where you can find properties. Now, I will say this with this website. It is pretty good, but you may not necessarily get the best of the best deal, right? The list that I discussed with the Patreon members is a better deal than really both of these websites because they may be selling it at market value. So keep that in mind, and they may not. You may find some good deals. This is a good website as well. Where you can see, okay, so they have some delinquent taxes. They give you some more insight. That's actually pretty cool. Also, the annual tax sale typically happens in November in South Carolina. I also failed to mention this with you guys that South Carolina is a tax lien state. So, and the redemption period is about a year. Okay, so the redemption period is about a year, and there's a 12% interest on that particular. There's a 12% annual interest on the property that you bid on. Okay, as the investor that you're bidding on it, you are looking to get within that year 12% interest return for your bidding. And I've discussed in prior videos how that looks and what that even means. A lot of people say, well, what does that mean? 12% of what? Like, what is that? But I discussed it in prior videos. Please go back and check that out. So that's Lexington County, South Carolina. You got Simpson, South Carolina, a townhome. This is 6 acres sold at auction. This is December 31st. I always this is another tip. Always look at what the property sold for. Now, it may not tell you here, but look at what the property actually sold for, because you get an idea about the actual deals that they're offering, right? I know I've been going in Michigan. There's a couple of websites that I go to in Michigan to kind of check out and see what the property actually sold for. Sometimes I'm like, what? It sold for that much? And then sometimes I'm like, wow, this is a good deal. $700 for some land or whatever the case may be. So it doesn't tell you what it actually sold for unless this external link provides the information, which I'm not going to click on. You can do that if you're curious. I guess the cool thing about this particular website too that I'm seeing is that they do sell commercial real estate as well. So if you're looking to get a good deal, a decent deal, check out this, of course, by doing your due diligence first, and visit these sites too. So they give the actual, wait, do they give it on the live ones? Yes. Nope. Go back up. Yeah, they give the actual address. I would advise you not to go inside the property. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying at least do a drive-by of the property. See the neighborhood. Check out the actual property from Street View. That's the public view. And just check it out. So you do not want to go on the premises at all because, yeah, it is not technically yours, especially if you bid on it already. It's not technically yours if you're bidding through the auction. Now, this is a little different. This is probably past the 1-year redemption period. So these properties are deeded. So you can just, when you purchase it, it's yours. So this is a little different. But if you're going directly from the list that I discussed with my Patreon members, you may be able to receive that 12% within that year. Okay. If you're going directly from the county, this is not directly from the county. And I would also advise you to go directly to the county website. So if you're interested in Richland County, for instance, that's Columbia, South Carolina, and some surrounding areas. Or if you're interested in Sumter, South Carolina, wherever in South Carolina you're interested in, go to that county's website because they will have in-person auctions as well. So you can click on the information, and they normally sell it at the county footsteps or the county steps so that you can bid there. Okay. But these are like, it looks like they're past the 1-year redemption phase or period. And you could just buy them as is. And all of these properties, more than likely, they will have a disclaimer saying you're buying it as is, which of course I always suggest do your due diligence, please. The last website I wanted to discuss with you is not necessarily a tax auction website. So it's a website where you can, it's kind of like an honorable mention for you. I wanted to give to you because I've noticed in every state, these properties exist. And that's with the Department of Transportation. So South Carolina Department of Transportation does sell some of the properties that, and it says right here, SCDOT sells surplus property to the public through this website. So you kind of get an idea of what type of properties they're selling. Now, with these particular properties, I want you to keep in mind that they may be ideal. Always read all this, right? May be ideal, may not be. They sell both land and actual homes, okay? But a lot of these homes, let me see. So as of right now, the time of this recording, they have one property for sale. And let's click on it. So this is the bid sale information. And I do believe the bid is going to be on the 19th or something. Yeah. September 19th at 11 a.m. So just remember, and this says the minimum bid set is $15,350. So remember to read all the fine print, read everything to ensure that it is a property that you're interested in. So let's look at these pictures first, and then we'll kind of get into the details second. So this is in Marion County. This is the actual property. Okay. It's a nice property. I'll get to this disclaimer in just a second. I'm gonna keep going so you can read it or look at pictures. So here we go. Let me scroll down a little bit more. You have a drawing of the picture. Gives you more information. All right. So let's go back up to this fine detail that I saw. And this is where you have to look at everything, the bigger picture. And it says general property description, 1-story house, vinyl siding, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The improvements located on the property are sold as is. Okay. And don't be alarmed by that word as is. Just do your due diligence, right? To be moved from property. So I think that's the caveat in this one, right? They want you, and I read down below a little bit lower, that they want you to remove the home from the actual property. Let me see if I can get there quicker. For $15,000. So you can find some house movers to move the house. Now, some of you may not be interested in this at all. And it actually says right here, it says, property is to be left in a child safe manner upon the removal of the improvements. So another key thing I always do is go to the facts and questions on any website that I go to and check out what they're saying about the rules, procedures, and everything. So it says, does SCDOT pay to move the houses? No. SCDOT does not pay the expenses to move houses. It's the responsibility of the purchaser to contact house movers. For your own protection, we do not recommend that you get an estimate from the housing mover in writing for moving services. Oh, they recommend that you do get a quote pretty much in writing versus verbal, of course, right? So these are like right of way properties that the South Carolina Department of Transportation didn't need anymore, and they call them surplus properties. I want you to keep in mind that they do have land. I was about to actually purchase some land from the Department of Transportation from another state. And those tend to be pretty good deals sometimes. But of course, you have to check it out and do your due diligence. All right. Due diligence. That's the end of my video. Thank you so very much for sticking around to this point. If you made it to this point, please put down in the comment section what state you want me to cover next. These are just 3 websites that I wanted to cover. However, I do more coverage and more explanation in my Patreon group. Make sure you check that out. Link in the description below. Until next time, guys, you stay blessed. Peace.